many of you was I able to shake hands and just say hello with at the beginning? Just for my ego, can you just throw them up like this? I appreciate it. The reason why I say that is because anytime I have the opportunity to speak or to present things that I'm passionate about, the number one thing that I try to do is to make sure that there is a personal connection and that you know that I am absolutely privileged and honored to be a part of your community for the next hour, right? I think that's important. And one of the things that I wanted to do starting off, and this is a little bit different, but I like to turn up the energy. And I had my man here. You guys like energy? You guys like music? Yeah. So I'm an energy guy. So do you guys like music? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to do a song together. We're just going to start off with a song because I believe in energy. I believe that before we do anything, we have to have the energy that allows us to really create some motion in here. So you guys repeat after me. Ready? This is part of the song. I know I can. Be what I want to be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I want to be. So I did this with middle schoolers last week, and you guys are like just behind them right now in energy. I'll say it 2 more times. I'm an energy guy, and I'm going to pull it out of you. I know I can. Be what I want to be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I want to be. Palomar powered. Palomar powered. Better together. Better together. Hold to the vision. Hold to the vision. You guys are good. Can we cut the music on? You guys ready for it? So before we begin, sorry. Oh, that's my fault. So I know some of you are still eating. Can we get out of our seats for just a little bit? I know we love our seats, but just for a few minutes, we're gonna bring some energy to this because it's not just about singing a song, right? We want to bring the energy to what we're doing and everything that we're doing. You guys ready? If you guys ready, say yeah. Yeah. If you guys ready, say oh yeah. Oh yeah. I love it. Can I get the music up? Can we get a clap? Hey. Now, this is a song for you, right? But you have to sing it with me. You got to sing it with me. Ready? Ready? Repeat after me. Say, I know I can. Be what I want to be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I want to be. A little more. I know I can. Be what I want to be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I want to be. Palomar powered. Hey, Palomar powered. Palomar powered. Palomar powered. Better together. Better together. Better together. Better together. Hey, now I need the claps. Keep going to claps. Okay. So, remember this idea of dream big, right? You guys are off with the beat and it's killing me. Clap, 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 clap. So I'm going to explain this part. It's dream big, right? We want to hold to this vision, and I want to make sure that we dream big. So I want to explain what dream big means, right? Right? Listen. D-R-E-A-M-B-I-G. 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 That's dream big, right? Right? So I want to tell you what that stands for. You guys ready? You can keep the claps going if you'd like. Ready? Dream big. Listen to me now. So D is for desire, R is for resilience, E is for excellence, A is for ambition, M is for motivation, because this is how we dream, but dream big, B-I-G, believe in greatness. Let me hear it, let me hear it, let me hear it, let me hear it. You can clap it up. I'm gonna try it one more time. One more time, you ready? One more time. D is for desire, R is for resilience, E is for excellence, A is for ambition, M is for motivation, because this is how we dream, but dream big, B-I-G, believe in greatness. Guys got it? You can clap it up. I appreciate that. We're catching on. I wanted to start with some energy, but we'll get it. We got time together. Remember what we're saying, and on the beat, we're gonna go back to I know I can. I want you guys to have some fun with this. You ready? Repeat after me. Ready? I know I can. Hey, be what I want to be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I want to be. I know you can. Be who you want to be. If you work hard at it, you'll be where you want to be. Palomar powered. Palomar powered. Better together. Better together. Say Palomar powered. Palomar powered. Better together. Say better together. Ah, you guys are good. Give it up for yourselves. You guys are good. Where's my music, man? Give it up one more time for yourselves. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. So I'll be honest with you guys. Usually the song part is saved for the end. And usually it's for middle and high school students. But there was one reason why I wanted to start like that. And if you guys see, I'm walking around and I have this shirt and two words are plastered on my chest, and it says, one says inform and the other says inspire. And they're two words that I absolutely live by. Inform, right? Inform means the information that's coming to you from the outside, right? How do we take information from the outside to make us better? Second word is inspire. Everybody say inspire. So I took a little bit of Latin. So inspire, inspirare, right? So spirare is the spirit. So the spirit within. So information comes from without, inspiration comes from within. And when you put the two together, you can do some amazing things. I believe that. I've seen it happen, right? And it's something that I hold to. And I want to tell you a little bit about my story. And I hope that, we're in an environment where you guys, regardless of if you're working with students directly or indirectly, you're shaping people's lives. And I was trying to think of the best way in which I wanted to present my message. And I thought, why not go to myself as a student, right? In the way in which people that are just like you have influenced my life. Because I'll be honest with you, to be the youngest of 7 from an immigrant family and to graduate from the #1 academic institution in the country I'm a walking anomaly, and I know that. But it's not just me. There are people before me who have paved the way. There are people just like yourself who have gone above and beyond just their job description to make sure that each and every person that they touch, that the way in which they do their job, they do it with so much quality, so much passion, so much conviction that it rubs off on the next person. So I want to tell you a little bit about my story, and my story actually begins in 1979, believe it or not. And why do I say that? That's 11 years before I was born. My story begins 11 years before I was born in 1979, 9,000 miles away from where we stand right now in a country called Uganda. Everybody say Uganda. Right? Did anybody see Black Panther, the movie Black Panther? So there's a country that they call it Wakanda. Right. I was like, come on, guys. So, 1979, my mother and my father are living in Uganda, 9,000 miles away from here, having a beautiful life, right? 4 kids. Everything's awesome, but not so much. Because at the time, there was a dictator that began to grow in that country. The dictator's name was Idi Amin, right? And he was taking people's lives for no apparent reason. And one of the lives that he took was the life of my own dad's brother. And it was at that time when that happened where my dad and my mom had to come together. Everybody repeat after me. Say, hold to the vision. With a little bit more conviction, say, hold to the vision. They had to hold to a vision that allowed their kids to have an opportunity that if they stayed in the same situation, I wouldn't be here. So they dropped everything. Imagine, 27, 25 years old, you got a whole family, you drop everything, and you fly 9,000 miles away to a new country because you believe in one thing. And it's the same thing that each and every one of you believe here. Repeat after me. Education equals opportunity. One more time. Education equals opportunity. They knew that. They knew that. And so with their own passion and with their own conviction, dropped everything and flew 9,000 miles away to start a new life in Sacramento, California. Right? Sometimes I'm like, how'd you guys pick Sacramento? Long story short, they held to a vision, right? When I was 4 years old, my mom and my dad split. I'm the youngest of 7. And my mom had to hold to that vision on her own. 7 kids, 1 parent, 2-bedroom apartment, excuse me. Right? High school education. But she knew something inside, and the one thing she knew is that education equals opportunity. And so that was the vision that she held to. So imagine we fast forward 20 years later, right? 20 years later, and I have the opportunity to step on the campus of Princeton University, the youngest of 7. Mom went to high school. And I'm looking up, and I'm in Princeton, New Jersey, and I have so much passion inside. There's so much pride in me, and the way in which I'm walking on campus is not just like everyone else, right? There's something that's pulling inside of me because I know how many people have sacrificed for me to be in that situation. And the beautiful thing about being in a situation where people have sacrificed for you is that you have the power of so many people, right? I stand here as one person, but I come as 10,000. Maya Angelou said it, I stand as one, right? But 10,000 support me, right? So every time I have the opportunity to take this mic and talk, there's 150 to 200 people here. But the beautiful thing about it is each and every one of you has a story. Each and every one of you has sacrificed. Each and every one of you has had people who have sacrificed for you to be in the situation you are in today. And sometimes, as we go through the day-to-day of what we do and how we do it, we forget that why. We forget about the people who have sacrificed, and we lose our fire. Those Excel data sheets don't seem too cool to really fill in when you don't remember how amazing it was to land into the situation you were in the first place. Right? There's an author, and his name is Simon Sinek. Anybody heard of Simon Sinek? Right? And it's an amazing concept, right? You guys probably know the concept that I'm talking about. Everybody repeat after me. He says, what's your why? Right? And it's an amazing thing. It's called the golden circle, right? So he's giving his TED talk, and I watched him before I did mine. He inspired me, right? And he gave a TED talk, and basically the idea was great organizations all know what they do, right? Greater organizations all know how they do it, but only the best know why. I'll say this one more time. Replace great organization with people. He said, high-achieving people know what they do. Higher-achieving people know how they do it. But the top 1% know why. And when I saw that, I said, ooh, everybody say, ooh. Question. Have any of you ever been hit with a piece of information that at that moment made your brain change? Anybody? A book, a quote? Just a few of you, huh? When I saw that, I said, oh, this is the one. Because the way in which we operate, many of us operate in the practical, what we're doing. Every day we do what we're doing. I know that my job from 9 to 5 is to do this. Right? Then several of us maybe take that next step. How we do it. Do we do it with passion? Do we do it with conviction? But there's this next step that's amazing. Why are you doing what you're doing? And I like to add a little circle in the middle. This is my contribution to add to Simon's amazing golden circle. He says, what's your why? And I say, repeat after me, who's your why? Who's your why? Who are the people in your life right now? Who are the people in your life who you can see their face and you say, you know what? Because of you, I will do more, be more, and become more. Because of you, I will do more, be more, and become more. I told you my mom's story. And every time I get the opportunity to tell my story, I start with my mom. She is me. Her heart is my heart. Everything that I do, I know the sacrifice. I know the sacrifice. And the most amazing part is I believe that each and every one of us can bring that passion to what we do if we remember who our why is. If we identify it so clearly on a day-to-day basis of why are we getting up at 6 a.m. again? I love using the Excel data sheet. Why are we typing into this Excel spread data sheet? I hate data sheets. I just got to keep throwing that in there. Why are we doing this? Right? And there are certain people in our lives that allow us to continue on, that allow us to push forth. So remember, my mom is my why. So I step onto Princeton's campus, right? Princeton, New Jersey. I'm from Sacramento. It's 3,000 miles across the country. It's a new day for me. And can I tell you that it was one of the most difficult transitions I've ever been a part of? By far, right? And it was awesome, right? To be a three-sport athlete and to be the only D1 three-sport athlete in the last 40 years to play at Princeton, that's awesome. But I'm going to tell you what, I like to share the failures. There were so many times I didn't think I was going to graduate. I'll be 100% honest with you. There were so many times where it was so difficult. And I remember in 2013, and this is kind of my story, the reason where that TED Talk came from, the reason why I wrote How to Network in College for Students. And I can remember graduating, imagine, from the #1 academic institution in the country, unemployed, and going, what? And spending the next 6 to 9 months thinking, what on earth is going on in the world? I thought I did everything right. But it's a beautiful thing. How many of you guys know that through our biggest failures, sometimes the most amazing opportunities will sprout right before us? How many of you guys know that? Right? And amazingly, that failure for me made me change my questioning. And I want you guys to think about this clearly here. It made me change my questioning. I returned to Princeton University, worked just like you in administration in the athletic department. And I'm looking around and I'm remembering how much pain and how much confusion I had. And I remember asking the question, why didn't I get a job when I graduated? Why was it so difficult for me? And there was a turn when I asked a new question and things started to change. Instead of saying, why doesn't Princeton do this for me? I asked, what can I do for Princeton? Right? In the midst of not knowing what's happening, instead of asking, why can't Princeton do this for me? I asked the question, what can I do in my shoes, from my perspective, in my stance, to contribute to this amazing community? How can I make this great community even better? Right? And it hit me, and I said, you know what? There might be other student athletes just like me who don't understand the concept. So I created a program. The program was called Profound Ivy. It was a mentoring program. And I said, can I get some of the student athletes together and we'll come in and we'll talk about networking and professional development and academic efficiency? And so that's what I did. 9 to 5, you work, and then 6 to 9 is doing my own thing of how I could contribute back. And it was interesting because the group grew, right? It was 8 students, and then it was 12 students, and then it was 25 students, and then it was 40 students. You guys could clap for that. There's a point here. I want to drill this in. And I remember at that moment, Profound Ivy was a mentoring program for student athletes. And I thought to myself, I was just one guy out of a 130-person department with one idea that came from me changing my question from being a selfish act to a selfless act. From what can this community give me to what can I contribute to this community? I'll say that one more time. I changed the question in my head from what can this community give me to what can I contribute to this community? And I learned something amazing, and I hope that you can take this nugget right here, is that when you switch the question in your mind from what can I get from this community to what can I uniquely give, the doors open up. Opportunities come flooding through. It's an amazing mindset perspective. It's amazing change. Something that I learned at the age of 24, and I will never forget to this day. Every community that I'm a part of, any door that I walk in, my first question is 5149. What can I give to this situation? 50-50, when you meet someone new, a 50-50. Hey, how are you doing? Hey, my name is Isaac. Hey, nice to meet you, Rick. Boom. 5149. Be the 51. Everybody repeat after me. Be the 51. Be the 51. A little bit more. Be the 51. In any situation or an environment you want to be a part of and you want to say, how do I extract that value? I promise you this wins every time. Every single time. What can I give? Repeat after me. What can I give? Each and every one of you has a story to pull from, has an experience like nobody else. When I was walking through, I heard individuals who had been here for 25 years, 31 years, 15 years, and at the same time, I heard individuals say, this is my first couple months. I'm in the first year. And guess what? Drawing from both sides, each of you has something to give. Every individual, every corporation, every organization loves new blood. But at the same time, every organization needs those people who know their way around. Changing that question in my own journey has changed things for me. I'm forever a student. I'm forever looking at ways to give more. right? When I was meditating on trying to figure out what ways can I bring value to Palomar College that they've never seen. Isaac, what can you do? What can you say? I thought of two things. One thing was the song. It kind of worked. We're all right. But the practicality side is this. Each and every one of you has a story. I'd like to ask a question very quickly. How many of you, by a show of hands, how many of you in the last 6 months has had an idea that you would have liked to implement in your department, right? That you did not act on, that you wish you would have? By show of hands. Oh, this is a tough one. You're like, oh, my bosses are. I'll re-ask the question to save everybody, because I saw one arm and it went like this. How many of you here know that you could pull from your unique perspective to potentially put forth an idea that will better the Palomar community? By show of hands. I need the hand to go up like it's a real hand. Now I want everybody to look around. Hold the hands up, and I want everybody to look around at the hands. Right? So imagine, at Princeton, I was one of those hands. And when the question was first asked, I was kind of like this, right? It was amazing, right? So I just got an email literally 3 weeks ago from Gabby Joseph. He was a student in the Profound Ivy mentoring program. And it says, hey, Isaac, hope all is well. Love that you're doing your motivational speaking thing. I always knew you could do it, man. I love it. Great. And he goes, I just want to let you know what Profound Ivy did for me. Right? And he goes, using the methods that you were talking about from your book, chapter 4, the networking email, implementing that, I began to reach out to doctors and interviewees of the medical schools that I was applying to. He said, Gabby Joseph is now, next year, he is going to Stanford Medical School on a full ride. You can clap that up. That's right? Why am I saying this? I'm not saying this to press on me. I'm saying this because I had one idea that influenced someone else to take a step in their life, right? So one more time for the hands of the ideas that have yet to be pushed forward. I need that elbow has to lock, man. It's just like, right? So my question to you all is, can we implement those? I'll ask one more time. I know I want to have a conversation here. My question to you all is, can we implement those? So I have a question. Who of you would like to share your idea with your community today? It changes. Oh my goodness. My arm? I know. I love this part. This is going to be a nice awkward pause. I'm looking for a few. My man, can you guys give him a round of applause first and foremost? Please come to the stage. Yes? There were a few others. I'm looking for a few others. I saw one hand over here. Give her a big round of applause. What's your name, my man?
My name is Michael Hill.
Michael Hill. Isaac, a pleasure. I'm looking for one more. I got you.
Thank you.
Round of applause for that. She made it.
Thank you.
I want one. Oh, she just run it. Can you give her a round of applause? Come on now. Anybody? This is the funniest part when this happens. There's somebody else in here like, I should have went. Is there one more who would like to share an idea with their community?
I'm gonna pick Adrienne.
Oh, okay. I was going to help today.
This isn't easy. It's not easy at all. There it is. Give her a big round of applause. Bigger round of applause, people. Bigger round of applause. Now we're gonna, I'm passing it off here. And I want you guys to hear. I want you guys to share, feel comfortable sharing. I want you guys to feel comfortable supporting. And we'll go from there. Sounds good? Sounds good?
Hello, everyone. I would like to recommend...
Oh, what's your name?
My name is Michael Hill. I work in the facilities department.
Everybody say, what's up, Michael?
What I do was to encourage education for employees by offering free tuition to employees.
Gotcha. It's an idea. It's an idea. I like it.
It's not that our tuition is really that expensive if any of you have children that have gone to universities and such, or yourself. But it's just it's a little encouragement, and that encouragement will really help get you started. I started going back to school because I wanted to keep up with my daughters.
Yeah.
Because they had all got their degrees. And once I got started, I got the fever. I got my associate degree, and I'm still going. I'm working toward my bachelor's and then master's, and if I make it long enough, to my PhD. Or die trying.
Just by show of hands, how many of you guys like the sound of that idea? I like it. So, how we follow up is, Michael, right?
Yes.
One more time. Can you guys find Michael after this? Just to have some questions or conversations? That's how we begin. Does that make sense? If it makes sense, say yeah. If it makes sense, say oh yeah. I love it. State your name.
Okay, so I'm sharing
Of course.
for those of you that don't know me. I'd like to invite Kelly up because she has great ideas as well. And she was back there with her hand, pushing my hand up. Anyway, most of you know that I'm passionate about our students and most of our students that struggle. So my idea, and I have shared this with a few folks, is that we either wrap a band that says Palomar powered food or whatever we say, Palomar powered something, and then we take that band wherever we need to go to meet our students where they are. So that's the one idea. Stacy's helping me on that, and if we can't wrap one of our current bands, Dana already told me we have an old band that I might be able to wrap. Sorry, Dana. So it's a cargo band, and it's not being wrapped with the new Palomar powered logo, and I said that maybe we could fund that and wrap it. We, as in somebody out there, funds it. So, and then the other idea would be that we buy a van that then we can provide food to the north, the south, Escondido, and we take the food to where our students are. That's it.
Name one more time.
Sherry.
How many of you guys like that idea from Sherry? Interested? Can we give that another round of applause? That's a lot of hands. So, hands one more time. Because you talked about a van, right?
Yeah, a van.
Probably somebody has a van here, I don't know. But I don't know what's possible, but the point is to start the conversation. The second point is to get people connecting, right? And one of the easiest ways to connect is not around dinner and things of that nature. One of the easiest and most engaging ways to connect is through shared ideas, right? So one more hand that we're interested in. Who's gonna? That's what I'm saying. Can you guys make sure to say hello? Got it? All right. Thank you, guys.
Olga.
Next up.
Olga. Thank you.
Go ahead. Yes, of course.
Okay, I'm Olga. And the thing Michael has that I wish I had is one of those keys that opens all the doors. I want that. So I'm going to walk you through my idea because it's a little complicated, as you know, I can be a little verbose. But I love spreadsheets. Those of you who don't know, my background is institutional research, I love data, I love spreadsheets. I'm more comfortable with spreadsheet than in a Word document. And so it's my job on our campus to identify students that maybe aren't typically as successful as they could be, and to try and figure out how to help them. And it's not just my job alone, it's the whole campus's job.
Right.
It's our job to do this together, but it's my job to track things like money and resources and making sure we're complying and all that stuff. And sometimes it's not fun, but every once in a while, it can be a very inspiring job. So as I'm looking at the data and trying to figure out how to make more progress, I just had this idea in the back of my mind. And I started extracting some data, some financial data, some student data, and then I started doing some analysis and some spreadsheets. And so I just took the entire academic year 2016 and our entire enrollment, and it's an unduplicated headcount of about 35,000 students. And I took all of our student employment data, and do you know out of 30,000, 35,000 students, how many we actually employed on campus for the entire academic year? Students? 255 unduplicated students. And the budget for that was a couple $1 million, and it came out of a variety of budgets. And then I looked at how many short-term hourly people we employ, unduplicated for the same time period. Do you know how many? 1,049, for a budget of over $6 million out of all of our accounts. So I think, what if, to support disproportionately impacted students, and research shows that one of the greatest ways to engage students on campus outside of the classroom, because most of the work happens in the classroom, but there's extra stuff that happens, as you surely know, mentorship, workplace etiquette, soft skills, learning how to communicate, how to write an email, how to dress for work, how to show up on time, how to have a boss. All of those are soft skills that are very important so that when you're done with college, you can actually get a job. Plus, if you have work experience, it's easier to get a job. So we're not really filling that void for our students, and we can, within the same budget footprint, so I'm not spending any more money, and Ron might say yes, within the same budget footprint, if we created a pool of campus student employees, and I spent an entire day Saturday explaining to them things like what to wear, how to show up on time, who your supervisor is, how to dress, all the different, doing an inventory of their skills, and creating a pool of employees for our campus so that when we're having an event like Discover Palomar, or this, or the STEM conference, and everybody's desperate for the only 6 ambassadors we have, and there's only 6 of them, peer mentors, and they can't do everything every weekend, we have a pool of student employees who are ready to go. They're fairly trained, they've been through the HR process, and somebody can call and say, oh, I need 10 students on Saturday for this, and then say, well, here's 300 that I've already got queued up. Let me see who's available. And we invest the same short-term dollars in those students, so again, no different budget footprint, and now we're taking our DI students, because of those 255 students that we hired, only 77 of them are DI, right? So 30% of the students that we hire are the students that we're trying the most to help. And so we can do better as an institution. We just have to know how to look and how to rethink what we're doing. So that's my big idea. I'm thinking of calling it Palomar Works. And so it's basically a pool of student workers who are ready to go for everybody's needs. If you need them in the lab, if you need them in the library, if you need them for an event. And I think we can do that. And I think it's targeting where we invest our money to help our students. So that's my big idea. And it's a lot of work, and I'm going to need all our hands to go.
Because that idea was so fleshed out, can we give another round of applause for that? By a show of hands, who's in support? Who's interested? Who's going to make sure, Olga?
Yes.
Who's going to make sure they at least approach Olga, who hasn't before, to say, hey, I like your idea. I want to learn more. I love it. Give yourselves a round of applause for that. No pressure. Last idea.
Yeah. Follow that. I'm Suzanne, and what I think is that all of us need to open our eyes and be aware of what our community and our students need, not just what they're saying they need, but what they actually need, what they It's not direct support. It's as I've been starting to do a lot of community outreach and talking to partners and talking to members of the community, there are a lot of ideas that come out of those first contacts. So just having those conversations with people, having conversations with the members of the community, business, partners, and just having that open dialogue brings up items that you wouldn't have even thought of. For instance, with the juvenile court and community schools, they're going to be doing a professional development seminar for faculty to get our students to mentor and tutor in the JCCS schools, which is a great need for them, and they really need that connection. But by kind of talking that and discussing transitions, which is something else I'm working on, it came out that there's a need that we can meet that hasn't been addressed, and that is that on Saturdays, well, not on Saturdays, I'm sorry, during the summer, JCCS students have to go to school. And they don't like to go to school during the summer because their friends don't have to go. So they need something different, they need something unique. We offer a great summer enrichment program that has all sorts of programs that are specifically for high school students that they could co-enroll for. And so just by talking to them and having an open dialogue, that came out. And now they're planning to bring their whole school population to Palomar for the summer enrichment program. So it's opening up those conversations, talking to them, listening, finding out where there's a need. Almost always, we already have the services and the programs, to serve the community. We just haven't made that connection. So that's my thing. It's just having the dialogue, having an open conversation, make sure that you're reaching out to your friends, to your family, to your community, and listening to what it is they're looking for, and then trying to match that with what Palomar has to offer, because there's so much.
Give her a round of applause. What's your name one more time? Suzanne. By show of hands, how many are interested in that idea and supporting that idea? Show of hands, lock this elbow, lock it out. How many of you will be able to approach Suzanne after this just to have the conversation? By show of hands. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Give everybody a round of applause for those ideas. That session went longer than normal, but no, I love it. No, this is the point. I'm only here for an hour, right? You guys are here every day, right? So the opportunity to listen to one another, maybe you've disagreed with an idea, maybe you agreed with an idea. Either way, it gets you thinking about the ideas, right? Every time, the most beautiful part about when other people share their story or share their ideas is in the back of your mind, you're thinking of your own, right? You're thinking of your own. In what way can I contribute to Palomar to make sure that I'm contributing to my community? In what way can I bring who I am to the table? There's a quote, and it reminded me of when everybody was up here, and I hope that it gives you the inspiration that it gave me. There's a guy by the name of Howard Thurman, and he was the mentor to Martin Luther King and Mahatma Gandhi. I'll say that one more time. He was the mentor to these individuals. He was a deeply spiritual and reflective man. And the way in which he wrote and the way in which he spoke, everything that I read from him, it's just like powerful. But this one quote I want to leave you with, I think is fitting, not just for the ideas that we just heard shared on the stage, but for you personally. Dr. Blake said it before. She mentioned that she doesn't just want the dreams for Palomar College and the community. She wants to make sure that your dreams individually come true as well. That's the sign of a great leader. And the quote says this, and it says, "Don't ask what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive." Right? Don't ask what the world needs. If you saw the most amazing part of when each and every individual was sharing their idea, can you feel how much emotion and passion they had in their idea? Right? Gripping the mic like just ready to, because this was an idea. When you have a great idea, it comes from somewhere deep. Right? It allows you, every single one, when I'm listening and you guys are listening to these stories, there's a passion behind it. There's a helping a community behind it. There's not only a what's your why, but who's your why behind it. There's a vision. So the quote, again, is do not ask what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. If that makes sense, say yeah. If that makes sense, say oh yeah. Now, I went over my time, and I want to do one last thing with you guys. Can we end with our song again? We were okay the first time, but I think to end with it, it's going to be more powerful. I think you guys understand what I'm saying. When I say dream big and I spell it out, and I say D is for desire, and R is for resilience, E is for excellence, and A is for ambition, M is for motivation, because this is how we dream. But dream big, B-I-G, believe in greatness. When we say hold to the vision, right? When we say Palomar powered, repeat after me, Palomar powered. Say Palomar powered. What we saw up here was Palomar powered. So can we do that? We can do it? All right, you guys. We got to stand for it. We got to stand. We got to stand. On you. Need some claps. Can we get it on beat? Hey. Can we get it on beat? Hey. Can we get it on beat? Hey, can we get it on beat? Hey, can we get it on beat? Hey, there we go, get it on beat. Hey, repeat. Now dream big, say it. Dream big, come on now and dream big, come on. Dream big, everybody, dream big. I want to hear it, Palomar. Dream big. Or repeat after me, ready? Let's give some energy. I know I can be what I want to be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I want to be. Now point and say, I know you can be who you want to be. If you work hard at it, you'll be where you want to be. Say Palomar powered. Say Palomar powered. Say better together. Say better together. Everybody say Palomar power. Say Palomar power. Say better together. Say better together. I want to thank you all for allowing me to spend this time with you guys. It's been an awesome hour. I hope that we absolutely follow through with our dreams. I want everybody to connect with one another and to continue holding that vision, right? It's one of those things that I believe is crucial to any organization, company, college, institution, understanding where we want to go and understanding that each and every one of us has the power to make it so. I wanted to tell you my personal story because I believe each and every one of us has one, right? So when I tell mine, I want you to live in yours. If that makes sense, say yeah. If that makes sense, say oh yeah. You guys are awesome. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you guys so much for your time. I love it. I'll be over here. I'll actually be signing books in the corner. That's How to Network in College, a practical guide to student success in the networking age. And the beautiful thing about it is I try to live that book. I literally try to live that book. I try to make sure that anywhere that I go, any community that I'm a part of, understanding networking is the process of cultivating relationships for your personal or your professional development, right? If each and every one of us has that push to say, how can I connect with someone else? By a show of hands, one more time, how many of you did I personally shake hands with before we began? Right? I would like each and every one of you to try to meet one or two new people in this room. In this room. That's what I'm preaching. That's what I believe. Thank you guys so much for your time.